The final narration of the story is it falls back to Victor Frankenstein again. So he talks to Robert Walton about how he is in search of the monster who took away his brother, his fiance, all his loved ones went away from Victor. He lost them because of this wretched monster whom he has been searching. And the book ends, it has a very open end. It is not a close end because Victor is continuously in search of the monster. So that is how the novel ends. Now let's move on to the Frankenstein as a Gothic novel. Now, what is Gothic? Now, some characteristics of the Gothic genre in literature is, of course, the evoking of a sense of fear, thrill, mystery. So it is a subgenre, or it is a part of horror genre in art or in literature. So it arises a sense of fear, excitement, thrill when you are reading a Gothic novel, because the background setting is this mysterious castle where supernatural occurrences, there are a lot of supernatural occurrences. If you look at films like Dracula, there is this big mansion that is very dimly lit, and mostly the description is about the night, a stormy night. It is hardly about a daytime. Suspense, thrill, supernatural is involved. So in Frankenstein, of course, there is absence of supernatural because the creature has been created. However, there is the characteristic of secretiveness, there is the characteristic of mystery, and also there is there is a sense of fear, excitement, thrill that a reader feels when one is reading the text. That is how it can be termed as a Gothic novel. And there are also characters and elements of romanticism, because this was a time of high romanticism. 1800s, the early 1800s. Romanticism, as you already know, is its main crux is the individual, the intuitive ideas, the intuitive emotions that an individual feels. It is opposite or runs parallel to reason, the which was the age right before the Romantic age, the Neoclassical age. If Neoclassical age was the age of reason, then this age, the next age, the reactionary age, was known as the age of imagination. There is plentiful of imagination, there is emotion, especially when it comes to the monster's plight, the extremely painful circumstances that the monster undergoes, especially after his dejection from from his maker, his creator, his master. Then the loss. Victor loses his brother, his fiance. All that sums up to Frankenstein being a very emotional, very imaginative, because it is almost like replica of the story of us as creation, and God as creator. So this very important religious or spiritual truth is being played out in the novel in the form of Victor representing God, and the monster representing the creation. The entire creation of monster is invokes a lot of thrill in us, in the readers. So it qualifies to be a romantic novel too. Then, when we come to the relationship dynamics, first and the foremost, of course, there is Victor and the monster, the parent and the progeny, how their relationship, it is because of the dejection that the progeny feels in the hands of the parent that from an innocent creature it transforms into a monster. He is not born an evil, he is not born a murderer. It is because of society that comprises of people like Victor and the brother and sister of the DeLacy family, who is unacceptable towards social outcasts, like the creator. So this uh, leads to him, the creator, turning into this heinous monster who goes on to commit crimes like killing an innocent child and an innocent girl. Um, their relationship can, as already mentioned, can also be related to the relationship between God and human beings, God and the individual. Now, when it comes to Victor's relationship with his mother, mother and father, he had a very warm relationship towards his mother, and she, of course, one day had told him that he she has is going to bring a doll for him, bring something that belongs to him, and of course that happens to be Elizabeth Lavanza, and throughout his life he treats her like someone who belongs to him. We never see Elizabeth's perspective. It is always Victor who is writing to her, just pouring out his sorrows, his emotions to Elizabeth, and it is never the other way around. The same is with the mother. She dies when she passes away, when Victor is in the university, and then the readers come to know that he had a very difficult relationship with his father, because they hardly interacted with each other at times. And then there is the relationship that he had with his friend Henry. Now, if Victor had a scientific bent of mind in the university, Henry was a romantic, and he would enact plays. He would imagine himself to be King Arthur of the Round Table. He was fascinated by everything that the romantic notion of medievalism, and unfortunately he also loses his life. He Henry is caught up in between this uh, conflict that has arisen from the hostility between Victor and his own creation, that is the creature, or the so-called monster. So these are the important topics of the text. You can There are a lot of notes in the internet, and I have also provided you with class notes, and some notes are there in the website and in our WhatsApp group from Frankenstein. Please, dear students, try to read it, try to understand this lecture and those notes, and combining them, please come up with answers and do submit it to us. You can always click a photo, write an assignment, click a photo and send it on WhatsApp. That will be the easiest thing to do, or you can type it, whatever if you feel is comfortable to you. But please, please do be responsive to our teachings.